Welcome viewers. The political moral bankruptcy. I know I'm pushing the point, but what else are we supposed to say? We're at the hands on the end of these political decisions that are just clearly and obviously not for the people. Political moral bankruptcy, catastrophic citizen exposure under negligent immigration policy. The consequence is not only public concern, excuse me, it is civilian exposure to irreversible harm. The consequence is not only public concern, it is civilian exposure to irreversible harm. When governments admit, retain, or fail to remove dangerous individuals, the ordinary citizen becomes the one forced to absorb the failure in real time. That failure may arrive as a knife attack in a street, a random assault on public transport, a stranger attack in a shopping centre, a woman followed home, an elderly person beaten without warning, a child traumatised by public violence, a worker permanently injured during an ordinary commute, a family member killed in an incident that should never have been possible. And this is where the issue becomes morally severe and mortally severe. A policy failure can be debated in Parliament. A mortal wound cannot. A shattered face cannot. A severe severed nerve cannot. A child's recurring nightmares cannot. A widow's grief cannot. A traumatised bystander's flashbacks cannot. And PTSD and civilian psychological rupture. PTSD and civilian psychological rupture. Random public violence does not end when the ambulance leaves. It continues in the nervous system. Victims may survive physically but remain trapped psychologically. They may experience PTSD, hypervigilance, panic in public spaces, fear of strangers, sleep disturbance, intrusive memories, avoidance of streets, trains, shops and crowds, loss of employment capacity, marital strain, spiritual despair, permanent distrust of public life. And the victim's not the only casualty. Witnesses carry it, children carry it, first responders carry it, families carry it, communities carry it. A single unprovoked attack cannot psychologically contaminate an entire suburb. Mortal wounding and irreversible harm. The phrase random violence is too soft. These are not abstract incidences. They are bodily catastrophes. They are skull fractures, throat wounds, facial mutilations, brain injuries, lost eyesight, paralysis, permanent disabilities, funeral planning, families standing in hospital corridors waiting to hear whether someone they love will live, and the political class speaks in policy setting. The citizen bleeds in public, and that's the moral contrast. This is my closing statement. The political moral bankruptcy is complete when governments describe catastrophic civilian exposure as an unfortunate consequence of policy rather than an unforgivable failure of national stewardship. Let me read that one more time. Political moral bankruptcy is what we're witnessing in Australia, is complete when governments describe catastrophic civilian exposure as an unfortunate consequence of policy rather than an unforgivable failure of national stewardship. One more time. Write this down. Political moral bankruptcy is complete when governments describe catastrophic civilian exposure as an unfortunate consequence of policy rather than an unforgivable failure of national stewardship.